Sales mastery isn't about closing deals. It's about understanding people. The best closers don't talk the most. They listen the deepest. This episode teaches how genuine curiosity, empathy, and speed to trust will outclose any script or any pressure tactic. Guys, today we're gonna jump right into it. There's so many ideas about how to get more sales, how to close more deals, how to make more money. But truly, it comes down to a few different things. One, we gotta have the right tone when we're working with clients. We have to be calm, confident, and story driven. Most people think sales is about convincing someone to buy something that they don't need. But that's not right. That's not mastery. That's not sales mastery. That's manipulation. And we do not want to fall into this category. People teach that, but I'd run from it at all costs because then it creates a whole can of worms that we don't even want to get into. What a true salesperson does is they have a product or a service that gives value to a customer, and that customer is willing to part with X amount of dollars that they have earned in trade for this value here. So the true fact of selling someone, it's not manipulating them to buy what you are selling. It's to actually articulate what is the problem that they need solved and how can your options deliberately take care of all of their needs that they're looking to get taken care of. That's what true salespeople, they're servers. And that's what I teach all of our sales guys. And that's one thing that Cole, he works directly with our portfolio companies to be able to increase their sales, not just to manipulate customers, not that at all, but to serve them and increase our actual profits. When you take care of the people that we are serving, they also take care of us. And in these companies take care of all of our families and help us make more money and have freedom in life. So selling is serving. It's not manipulation. Cole, what are some of the sales structures or ideas that you would give some of our salespeople at Peer for our service company?
Gotcha. So some of the sales services and techniques that I've really taken hold to is one of the first things is the 1 to 2 rule. What I mean by this is you talk 1 minute, you allow the homeowner to talk for 2 minutes. What this does is it opens up the conversation for the homeowner to go through, like Bailey said, their needs, their wants, what they're wanting to have done. If it's landscaping, if it's plumbing, if it's a full remodel of a home, it allows them to give you literally what they're looking for, provide a solution for them, and then they go, that sounds great. That's one of the things that's been huge for me is that 1 to 2 rule.
100%, and it's also to show up prepared, not pushy.
Exactly.
Because if you show up prepared with your booklet, and maybe some designs or maybe some products that you have helped serve other customers' needs that have similar needs to the customer that you're going to visit, like that's how we win. We don't show up with psychology. I paid $12,000 for a sales course, and it was almost all about just psychology of manipulating the person. And I was like, the freak? What are we doing here? This is not directly articulating what the person needs. Yeah, I was pretty frustrated by that. That was stupid.
I like that 1 to 2 rule there. That's a new one to me. That seems like a good balance because otherwise you kind of get into feeling sales pitchy.
Exactly.
And it goes back to last week's episode or our last episode about speed. Moving quicker, allowing it's like a conversation in everyday life, right? If we're having a conversation, just two guys hanging out, and I find myself just talking, giving no one an opportunity to reciprocate. So therefore, I'm not even having a conversation. It's a one-way thing, and so you got to kind of stop yourself for a second. Go, oh, okay, yep, it's time to ask the question, or it's time to leave some space for a response, so that way it seems more conversational and not so sales pitchy, right?
Exactly.
Am I understanding that right?
Your ears will close more deals than your mouth ever will.
Exactly. There you go.
No, thanks to ChatGPT. That sounded super sexy.
Hey, that was off the top of your head, man.
Yeah, right. More like I got chat right here, helping guide us to make sure we clearly communicate to you
That's
guys.
right. That's a good one.
No, but seriously though, like we literally call the customer before we're coming and say, "Hey, can we pick up your favorite drink from the store?" Why do we do that? Because that helps create a relationship and set the tone for that, rather than, "Hey, we're just showing up to make a transaction." It
People
sets the
want to
tone
buy
for a
from,
relationship.
right? Good point. People want to buy from people, and feeling friendly. The service, yes, they want the service, but you also want to feel like a friend, and not only just great customer service and respect and everything that comes naturally with being a great human being, but it goes a long way, basically.
And every no is just basically, you don't understand me yet. And so like we need to make sure that we can tailor our options. Our offer cannot just be a one size fits all. I understand our delivery, we have to systemize it so that way the delivery can be repeatable and can be scalable. But we have to make sure that we are listening, and if we can solve the customer's problem, but our salesperson cannot articulate what problem they are having and then communicate it back to them using the words that they gave us through our service options, you'll never win the client. Even if you can service their needs within their budget, you'll never win the client. You have to listen to be able to articulate, okay, how can I solve the problem that they just explained to me, and then be able to package it through our service offering, and say, hey, this is what we can do, here's how much it's going to cost, and let's move forward. And so that's a really important thing that I want to talk about, is being able to understand the customer. And if you realize you don't know, you can't articulate back to them what their problem is, you need to keep talking to them. You need to push back your next appointment, and you need to keep getting to the bottom of, hey, what is their problem? Why did they call me? What am I here to serve them?
Have you ever found yourself in that situation before, where you're in the middle of a pitch, or you're in the middle, you're getting to a point of, okay, we're getting further and further, we're getting to that conversion where you've hit a big speed bump, or what you're saying right now, do you have an example of how you've handled that in real life as far as getting through that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've had lots of homeowners where, the conversation's going really, really good. You're active listening, you're repeating back to them exactly what they're dealing with. And then it gets to that point where, like you said, you give them the option, hey, this is what it is. And you get some pushback. Maybe it's a budget reason, maybe it's a decision maker not being present there. And at that point, what I've done is what really helped me and my team is opening it up again to allow them to talk. And hey, what's your reason for not being able to proceed right now? Like, what's holding you back from making that decision to move forward? Sometimes it could be the money aspect, which then kind of drives you into that direction. Okay, let me give you 3 options. Or instead of maybe, hey, we do everything all in one, maybe we do it in a stages project. Or if it's decision maker isn't present, you can say, hey, what would their questions be to help make this decision move quicker? And then they bring you those questions, and you can answer them right there for them. They go home, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, husband, wife comes home, they talk through those. You get a text, call later that night, hey, we're good, we want to move forward. Good. So those are some things that have really helped us.
Yeah.
Cool, that's a really good point. So one of the things that we teach our sales guys is to drop the anchor. That can be for budget, or that can be for important conversations.
What do you mean by drop the anchor?
So dropping the anchor means like, okay, we are going to get transparent. Okay. We are going to put out the elephant in the room. Say the elephant in the room is on fire, and it is stopping the process. We need to extinguish the elephant, get the fire off them, right?
Like literally get anchored in.
Yes. Okay. And so, hey, this project, they're hung up on maybe, oh my gosh, this presentation's been really good. I know this is probably going to be a lot of money. We just had this situation, and we're like, well, we wanted to let you know, like, a project typically to this scope, what we're talking about is about $12,000. Includes pretty much everything from start to finish. And it's just like, oh, I was afraid of that. that is outside my budget. I just wanted some landscaping for my front. All right, let's back this up. Totally understand. I love that you are being transparent with me. Where is your budget? Oh, I just don't know. I can't spend a lot of money. Okay, listen, I have some ideas, but is a project around $6,000 or $8,000 feasible to get some of the stuff done that we talked about? Around the $7,000 range is like my absolute max budget. Great. The front yard, let's put on hold till next year. Everything in the backyard we talked about, we can do for $6,500. Does that work for you today to move forward? Oh my gosh, and I would still get the design and I would still get the lighting in the backyard?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Boom, signed up, ready to go.
Perfect.
That can go. Also dropping the anchor through important questions. So like you were saying, what is actually the main thing holding you back? Because a lot of times it can be an awkward thing where you've presented very well, you've listened very well, but we're just at an awkward stopping point. And it's like you don't want to pressure them to make a decision, but put it out there. What would stop you from moving forward? And they can say, hey, we are meeting with 2 other contractors. Boom, that's great, dude. You didn't manipulate them. You're understanding their process, and you deserve to have real transparency with your customers, because they've called you out and you're most likely doing a free consultation, or even if it's a paid consultation, you're investing your time and energy with this person. You deserve to have a real transparent conversation from both sides.
Exactly.
And so if you get that objection, wonderful. What in those other 2, when you take those 2 estimates and ours, what are you looking for? You're not just looking for the cheapest one, because you know that that'll most likely be not the best quality. Are you looking for the middle price? Or actually you are looking for the cheapest price. Okay. And once you know that, say they are looking for the cheapest price. Mrs. Jones, I understand you're on a budget and you're okay to risk maybe some of the quality by going with the cheapest vendor. I beg you, please, I've spent this time and invested it with you. I care about you and your family, Mrs. Jones. I believe I can do an incredible project and I can be competitive. Please let me be a part of that review process. You can do that first initial review with you and your husband when you get them in. But please, I would love to have a next conversation, even if I got to take you guys to breakfast, get you guys coffee. I want to be a part of that decision. And if I can help you compare all those estimates apples to apples, I can deliver you, boom. And so that's just an angle. Maybe it wasn't that they wanted the lowest prices. Maybe they were like, we just want a review to get, budget's not a super, we wanted options. And then you can walk them through as an industry expert. And you can say, hey, look, actually, what they're talking about right here would actually be very damaging to your home, because it puts mulch up against here, and that's a termite susceptible building, and that just would be a really bad idea. And so you can become the expert. And so that's what we teach our sales guys, is you got to become the expert, and most of all, you got to serve. There's also been times where we've done something like of that objection, and they just wanted the cheapest price, and it was like unbelievable price for what they were getting. And we say, hey, Mrs. Jones, I value you. And for what they're gonna do for this price, they claim it's gonna be good work. It's definitely questionable, but if you're looking for best price, you should go with them. We are still here if something goes wrong, but thinking about this as a serving you, I have plenty of clients that are calling us needing our services, and that I serve and give my whole heart to. But Mrs. Jones, if you're only focused on this, you should go with that company. So we even turn customers away but what that does is they always come back to us, not always, but almost always, being like, I should have went with you guys.
Sorry, they never showed up, right?
Exactly, never showed up.
So you leave a great impression. You show them that, hey, I'm not just out for your money. I really do care about what you want here. I'm passionate about the services we offer.
Your reputation will help you close
Reputation.
more jobs than ever. We've even gotten customers that go through our process and end up going with another company because they can't afford us, but still give us a 5-star review.
Yeah.
And still recommend
sense.
us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's an incredible thing. And I want to talk about trust. Where does trust start? Trust starts from the first, hello, this is blank, blank, blank.
Like the very first sentence.
In that my technician is going to show up tomorrow at 12 p.m. That technician at 11:30 a.m. Hey, this is Grant. I'm on my way to the job. Would you like a drink? Oh no, you're fine. Okay, no worries. Sri, I will see you exactly at 12 o'clock. Or, hey, I'm running 10 minutes behind. I just wanted to pre-frame and give you a call. I'll be there at 12:15, and I wanted to let you know that I'm bringing some of our books, so that way we'll be well prepared for our conversation. And then you show up at 12:15. So calling ahead of time and then showing up, even if it's not at the original time, obviously better to show up at 12.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you better call because otherwise you're breaking a trust barrier. So now when you get there, creates another layer of trust. So your trust stacking is what we call it. So you want to trust stack and serve. And amongst that, you will close so many more deals. And also, I think it's a great idea for our salespeople to bring options and presentation tools, not to lengthen the presentation and not to take it over, but to serve. And when you do that, just like I was talking about earlier, in our portfolio that we go over with every client, it has step 1 through 12 of the vehicle that they are going to give, they're going to co-sign, they're going to give us thousands of dollars down before we even do anything for them. They can see themselves in that vehicle. And so that creates a whole nother layer of trust. And so when your salespeople can come prepared with these tools and it's all branded, it's got our company name on it, helps create, an overnight company can't just create this stuff like boom. Like this is a legit company in business. Can't just create this stuff like boom. Like this is a legit company in business.
That gives me some examples. I had recently moved into a new home a few months ago, trying to find someone to mow my lawn as I was busy with other things moving into the house. Had a great guy, great price, great friendly personality. Cool, this is long guy. Well, he did a no show, no call one day. And that's immediate, I'm not calling back.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you stack that trust, we should be creating clients for life. So many companies are like, oh yeah, I'm just an installation company. And we fell into that too because we make so much money in installation. And in maintenance, it was like, you don't make that much money. But if you win a customer, God bless, you better have some kind of way to keep them on, whether it's a retainer or a paid monthly or quarterly recurring. You better have some kind of service or offering where you can have that customer for life, because that's what builds businesses. And you put all that effort and that trust stacking to build that relationship from the beginning. Imagine if they could give you another X amount per year, and then you stack that, and then 10 years from now, you built a business that's got $5 million of annual recurring revenue, and now you can sell your business for 10x versus you could only sell it for 1 to 2x if you didn't have that piece. And so that's something that you want to trust stack, but don't just trust stack to get the big thing. Trust stack to serve that customer for life. Because if that plumber was like, hey, once a year we're going to come out and we're going to do a quick line clean to some of your things and we're going to do this or whatever, I don't even care. They got to find something that they can serve you with. And so that way, the next time you have a big plumbing problem, it's like, boom, they're going to get your business. Nobody else is going to get the business.
And even if you have, from a marketing perspective, say, how many of us have received birthday postcards from our dentist, or it's your pet's birthday from the vet. We go to the vet occasionally when you need it, or you go to the dentist, get your cleanings on a cycle. But we all know these are auto-generated postcards with happy birthday, fill in the blank. We hope you have a great next year. It still is a reminder. It's still something that shows that I'm in a system somewhere, something cares about me enough to keep my attention. And I kind of view a business customer relationship as literally a friendship. you have to kind of treat it the same way. You have your goal behind it. You have, you know, a want, need, a solution for the problem, but at the core of it, we're human beings working with other human beings, and friendship, trust, and just respect from the very beginning on a rather, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I kind of take a casual approach to some of these things, but with a professional message, right? So kind of get people comfortable and stay in their lives a little bit.
I'll leave you guys with this last note here. Next time you're on a sales call, talk less and listen deeper. So just remember that 2-to-1 rule, and man, that will help start your intentionality of failing forward to become the best salesman with the highest closing record in anybody in your company, or the best selling organization within your company, and you'll make way more than everybody else when you learn how to talk less, listen more, the 2-to-1 rule. That's everything for Shed Talk today. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and follow us on our community, and we'll talk to you soon.